Hey guys, welcome to EURUSD. I'm going to go over what happened after the open and see how you could have been positioned for it. So, on the initial open, we cut underneath this Friday low at Sunday 5 o'clock. We came back above it and reclaimed it for a failed breakdown. Let's say this low is 1533, so about 1535 or so. So, I would actually call this one, you could even call it a trigger right here for that trade, and I want to show you on a 5 minute what that looks like. So um, try to break it down nice and simple so you can see clearly. We went under this low. It was a decent low from 1533 up to 1552, 20 points. I'm looking for Sunday flushes and recoveries for a quick failed breakdown setup. So we got the flush, we got the trigger at 545. After that, I want to see price usually come back down. Ideally hold this low, but if not, if it comes back up after that, that actually kind of gives me a little bit more confidence that they're flushing out some shorts before going up to the next level. That is exactly what happened. We sold back down at 6 o'clock. At 6:15, we pushed through. You could have gone long around 6:15, 6:30 at 15:35, and that worked out for 12-point trade. Eventually, that came back, offered a second entry directly tagging this blue level, and that again would have offered somewhere around 15 to 10 points at least, depending on where you took that trade. Afterwards, which we kind of got another failed breakdown, a dip in recovery sorts of under that blue line. Macro lines, these levels were drawn before open and they clearly worked. In this case, you had a flush at 11:15 p.m. of these two lows, these three lows, this whole general area. At this point, because of all the clusters of lows, I probably want to get get long above this low right here. So if you're at 1533, again around 1536, maybe just to be safe, is what I'd be looking for. And you can see clearly how that worked out. So price cut under these lows, consolidated below, started pushing back up around 12 o'clock. I was sleeping, obviously. Pushed through the trigger at 12:30, came back down, and then pushed right through that trigger for 10 points and then 9 points. So almost 20 points alone right off that. You can see how we pushed up to this level and then pushed off of it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. If you had missed that, the next setup was recovery of this level. Well, that worked out well too. You can see we clearly came up to test this level, closed there, popped above, and then sold back down. Because of the fact that we went from like 1523 up to 1556, almost like 30 points, you want to be patient with this recovery. So you want to see price hit it, come back down, and then go back up. In this case, we got a dip in recovery at this level right here if you wanted to take that. Otherwise, you could wait for the price to come back, probably smarter, and push through this level that has now been tested a few times. And that worked out perfect for what I was looking for. We recovered it, went from level to level, 1555, all the way up to 1568, 13 points right there. The next trade I had was a reclaim setup. Ideally, you want to see the reclaim hit and go back down and push through, just like this, how it went through, came back down, and pushed through. In this case, we got one where we pushed through a little higher, came back to that level, and then popped off of it. At this point, if you wanted to go long, if you didn't have a position already from these setups, one could go long off the push off this level, maybe around, ideally you'd want to wait to go above this level. It's a little riskier, but that would work from 1576 up to 1586 for 10 points. One could just go off the couple points above once you start seeing price pushing and accepting that area. That worked out great. Continue to move forward. I had this as a reclaim level, and just as you can see, we hit it twice overnight, consolidated below, flagged a little bit sideways, and then started pushing back up at 9 a.m. for a great long. So I took that long when I woke up. I noticed we hit it a couple times. So we started pushing up. So I went longer at 1588. That trade worked out great. Now we're kind of just selling sideways, controlled. The first setup I'm looking for is potentially a failed breakdown of this low. Price has been trying to get it. So at this point, if we can get above maybe like, I would say around 1592, about here, it could be potential nice long back up here. Below there, we do have a couple lows that we're setting right now, but realistically, I'd love a failed breakdown and a back test of this level. So I would put right here just so I have it in my mind, back test, and these are the lows, couple lows set. So if we can come down and hit this area and then go back up, that would be great. If not, the recoveries level could provide a direct test. Ideally, I'd probably wait for price to get back above here again just to reclaim these lows. And if not, below there, I'm looking at the failed breakdown of this low right here. Ideally, I doubt we get down back here. We could, but I think realistically price will usually come in this zone right here. Mark my words, if we do sell, we'll probably stay above this blue zone. Failed breakdown at this level will be a perfect long entry sometime later today.